Morning all. Oh no, it's not morning. Afternoon all. I'm just trying to check, as live streamers do. My computer's messing me about. It's not letting me put up the chat window. It has now. And the live stream does seem to be working. That's okay. Minimize that. That window. Maybe not minimize that. Okay, that all looks good. From Germany, Slovakia, Romania, Beer. Don't know where Swabia is. New York. Hello from China, first time to attend a live streaming on YouTube. Hello from the moon. Netherlands, Indonesia, Canada. Hi from Wales, and hello from the Netherlands, Hungary, Toronto, UK, Wales. Audio lag, yeah, probably. Sound is out of sync. That might settle down. Now, what I was thinking of doing today is finishing off the robot kit build, because the robot is missing a part. Oh, hello, Finland, Greece, South Africa, Sweden, Connecticut, the Netherlands. No lag here. Hello from Mallorca. Oh, hello. I especially welcome people saying hello from warm countries, because it ain't warm here. Korea. Yes, I'm not sure I believe that. Bulgaria, Portugal. Right, okay, so what I need to do is tip the camera down. Oh, my desk's in a total mess. Oh well, in for a penny. So let's tip the camera down. How's this going to work? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, okay, so camera needs to come down a bit more. Camera doesn't like being angled this sharply down. Now it's slipping back. Okay, that's kind of okay. So I've got to have a bit of a tidy up. DSO 138 scope, power bank, pictures of dice. Let's get the live window up. You see ceramic screwdrivers. Yeah, these are the ceramic screwdrivers. They need to go over here. So yeah, just for a while, this is just tidying up. Gotta love live streams, haven't you? This is me tidying my desk. Pencil. My famous pencil. This came from the Center for Alternative Technology, which I visited once. Power bank, pick kits, solder. What else have we got here? Component test, NeoPixels, frequency meter. Ending 100k subscriber, Julian. Yeah, thanks very much. That's pretty imminent. I think some places it actually says 100k now, but that's where it rounds up. I think when I looked this morning, it was 99,555, which was ironic. Right, tools go up there. Will a 9-volt battery work on a 12-volt fan? Yes, it'll run a bit slow, and the 9-volt battery probably won't last very long. That's only because I'm just guessing at the size of the fan there. I mean, that's not calculated in any way. Wires, because one of them is for charging my phone, don't need that. The other one is for doing the pick kits, don't need that. Desk's tidy, kind of. Right, let's bring in the robot. Use blue tack to hold the camera. Yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? Yeah. 138 is worth the money. Well, sometimes I find it a bit difficult to use. Someone's drinking antifreeze. That's nice. The electronic dice was I've ever built. Yeah, it's quite a good kit for a first build, I think. Sunny Sussex. I don't believe it is sunny down there. Actually, it might be. Sunny here. Oh, it's kind of hazy. I don't need to watch you tidy. Go my wife to watch. Okay. Yeah, 99,555. Should wish for a faster computer. Probably would help to have a faster computer. How's it looking at the moment? Does it tell me my stream health? Yeah, stream status is okay, it says. Right, let's get the robot. Now, the plan to either complete this or get cross with it. Knife that's not working anymore. Here are the panels. How's the lighting? The image looks a bit soft to me, but that's probably the Logitech camera. I think I set it to 720p. Should be all right. Oh, someone else has got 99,557. That could be fun, watching the live count as we go. Right, someone says the UL 1007 wire spec is tinned copper wire. Well, I looked it up actually on the UL.com website, and it didn't actually say copper. In fact, it didn't actually give a specific conductor type. Have a look at UL.com. Right, we need to put these gears in. Now, there's no guarantee that this will actually get completed. There's no guarantee that I won't just get cross and throw it in the bin. How's the lighting? It's not that good, is it? Because the window's up there. That needs to come forward a bit. Okay, let's see how we go. Right, a few more comments. A PC and make a video about that. Yeah, I mean, I used to build PCs. I haven't done recently, and all I ever do is buy the cheapest one I can find, and of course they're not very good. How far do you plan to go with your Z80 project? Soon will your PIC training course go live? Well, I'm planning to do the PIC programming shopping list, which will be what you need what's that? In order to start the PIC tutorials. In fact, some of the stuff is here. I mean, it's the PIC. Oh no, that's not the PIC one. That's the AVAR one. But it's the PIC board, the PIC kit programmers. For the first tutorial, some method of measuring frequency, and I think I've got 3 methods. The component tester, I think, does frequency. The frequency counter obviously does frequency, and the DSO138 can also measure frequency. So these 3 can be used to measure frequency, and if you've got either one of these, then yeah, you can measure the frequency. The idea of that is just to get the clock running on the PIC, have the clock routed out to one of the pins and measure its frequency, simply to prove that the clock is running. Right, I saw the word vocoder there. How much more of the vocoder project do you expect there to be? Oh, well, until completion and beyond, actually, because I will be sort of doing tutorials on using it. Such fun. I mean, it's just a lovely sounding thing. MPPT Arduino to be developed in the future. Yes, but weather dependent, and since in this country it was about 2 months, not 10 months, then it doesn't get much time really. So let's start looking at putting these bits in here. I might need my glasses for this. I'm short-sighted, which means that I can see close-up things. I have no focus ability now. My eyes are fixed. Monitor distance, so I can see the monitor clearly. Reading glasses, but of course you can get them from the pound shop, and they're fine. Spend hundreds of pounds on glasses, rubbish. The only thing is, long distance glasses are quite expensive, and you can't get distance glasses from the pound shop. Why not? You should come to Mallorca to develop the MPPT. Yes, I'd love to come to Mallorca. That would be excellent. How about an RF frequency tester teardown? RF frequency tester. High frequency, isn't it? Right, so I got as far as doing this motor. Is there enough sun to drive it? No, not today. Oh yeah, I think I might need some glasses for this. Pound shop glasses. What are these? That's excellent. Oh yeah, that's better. So, oh, let's look at the live stream again. I do like the live stream. Very low quality. Watch. Are you using a webcam or phone? Using a webcam, it's the Logitech C920 Pro, I think it is. HD 1080p, but it's not in HD 1080p mode. It's, I think, in 720. Your ham radio? No, I've never done that. The previous robot builds were at the end of some of the other videos. Yeah, the thinking behind that was that I wanted something going on in the background when the end cards came up, but actually I find it wasn't really working. And so, hi David. David Watts is here. Hi David. Really working, so I decided to stop doing the robot kit build. I didn't think it warranted a video as such, but a live stream, if I actually pick up some pieces and put them in here, should really, shouldn't I? The issue is going to be the missing piece, which is, let's have a look. Let's put this near the camera. This piece, which rotates. The camera won't focus. It's just not going to focus. But it's this piece here that rotates. This one on either side of the gearbox, the motor gearbox. It is missing. So in all, it's going to work. But wow, I just fancied doing a live stream today, so can't see what I'm doing now. Glasses again. That doesn't look very well put in there. Right, okay, so P7 is the long one. That trap's actually in there. It's a tight fit. And that gear turns. I suppose I could do manual focus on the camera. Now, there was a control panel for the camera. Will it run when I'm live streaming? It appeared. And I can't remember on Windows how to search for things or search for programs. It was in my most used, but now I don't know where it is. The apps are something different, aren't they? Apps are apps programs? Oh, let's try it. Computer probably crashed now. All apps. Hello from Boston, Massachusetts. Did I miss a build on the scope? I thought you had a kit. Oh, that's a new one. Yeah, Banggood sent me the L, I think it's called. Ah, yes, all apps. There we are. So that took ages. Windows 10, the apps thing on Windows 10 is really slow. Logitech webcam software. A manual focus thing. I might as well focus it because it won't autofocus. Something weird about this Logitech. It doesn't seem to focus if it's pointing down. I don't know what that's all about. Right, webcam controller. Aha. The thing. Webcam options. Focus. Take off the auto. Tweak the manual. Oh, that's completely wrong. That's a bit soft, isn't it? Perhaps it is auto-focusing. It has very close focusing, but it focus. Well, it's probably about there. If anyone thinks I can improve on that focus, no. Hit the window key and just type. Yeah. The birthplace of the Bee Gees. What's that then? Nebraska? Is the camera out of focus? I think it's about as good as it's going to be now. Let me close or make smaller this Hangouts window, because then it'll appear to be more in focus. That's not too bad, is it? Hello from Swansea. Pop your glasses on the camera. What a good idea. That's actually quite good. Yeah, but I do need them on my face. It's not the focus, it's the bitrate. Castle upon Tyne. What's that? Oh yes, that's the delayed window. Yeah, I could tell my camera to focus AVE style, but I probably won't. Just for the moment. Right. This. P5 is a little metal rod type thing. Where's that go? It goes there, by the look of it. P6 is the other gear shaft thingy. What's it? No, that doesn't look right. 6 go in before P7. I thought I had this all organized. You can see how I make my videos. I do plan things a little bit ahead of time. This is not planned a bit ahead of time at all, in any way, shape or form. Oh, that doesn't go there, that goes there. Yeah, these two gears sit on the same alignment. Ah, right, a yellow gear on P5. Yeah, that wasn't quite how it... Oh no, that's supposed to go over there. Yellow gear drops down on there. Right, that makes more sense, because that is now driving both. Now, the only reason you have to fix this bit is to lock this in a specific position so that it lines up, and the one on the other side is also aligned with this one, which I can probably do manually, so I don't think I'll bother with that. The one on the other side doesn't exist, so it's irrelevant, isn't it? Back to the comments, I think. David said the quality is fine. Nobody came here for 4K Super Res electronics. No, exactly. 1080p is what I shoot in when I make the videos, and for this, has anyone seen AVE's face? I haven't. For this, I'm using 720 bps. Is it? I'm not sure. I just launched Google Hangouts, and I think Google Hangouts probably auto sets the rate. It's very easy. You don't have to set anything really. 8 seconds. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. There's no difference between 720p and 480p. Oh, well, maybe Hangouts has set it down to 480p in order to get the bitrate going well. I'm watching with Google Cardboard. Is that like 3-dimensional? That must be quite weird, actually. I'm watching in 480p. Is it possible to zoom in more? Oh, it might be, but it's probably a digital zoom. I don't think the Logitech has advanced settings. Let's try that. Oh yeah, there is a zoom, but it won't look good. Would you like to change your say? No, go away, shut up. What? I didn't do anything. I didn't save anything. No. Right, zoom. But I don't think that'll help. Also means I've got to bring this further forward. If the zoom doesn't help, it looks like 144p. The quality is awful. Yeah, not much I can do about that, I'm afraid. Definitely need more finger puppets. The finger puppets went in the bin. So they're probably down in the London Road depot, lying there cold and wet. Get on with it. Get on with it. Yeah, I will get on with it. That's my mate Brett. How you doing, Brett? That's one of his catchphrases. So he probably doesn't mean get on with it. That's a bit like morning all. Right, yeah, get on with it. It's a good idea, actually. Let's get on with it. Yeah, the sound's sometimes distorted, like using the vocoder. Well, that's probably the Logitech C920, because that's what I'm using. I'm using the built-in mic. So it's constantly changing. Right, on with the kit build. After all, this isn't about just sitting rabbiting, is it? So number 4, is that in shot? Yeah, number 5. A couple more yellows go in there. Okay. Oh, on a couple more of these shafts. So need a shaft there. Need a yellow on there. Need a yellow there. So that's it. The motor is now that yellow wheel, yeah, and driving the output shaft. And there's another wheel here. Drives a sort of horizontal shaft which comes out at the end of the gearbox for making things rotate, you know, not to do with the side wheels or the side feet or whatever it's driving, but something coming out at the end. So I think I've got to do that next. Yes, I do. Right, I need a part which I can't readily identify. I mean, if there are more parts missing, I'll just get cross, really, won't I? I can't see that part. Where's that part? It's just a sort of small grey. Is that part missing as well? It's just a small grey bush with a hexagonal hole in the end. Is it on the table here? No, not on the table. Once again. I don't think my phone can be used as a webcam. I tried it. Turn right, no, your other right. The camera's fine, it's your slow internet. Well, it's not the slow internet because that's quite fast. I use Zen internet. It's, what speed is it? Now I think 20 meg up. Hammer the robot to pieces. Not as a webcam, but to actually stream. I don't know whether I can use my phone to stream. Or maybe the YouTube app. Perhaps run it with the YouTube app. Hello from Totteridge. Hi, Wickham. Okay. Pretty nearby. It's Hangouts that's causing the low bit rate. Yeah, but then that means that the thing actually works. To use OBS. No, it's the other one, Xstream. It was terrible. It's hopelessly out of sync with the. It doesn't really matter the sync here because you can't really see my face. So great, a bit missing. Yeah, I think there probably is a bit missing actually. What I might do is rename this live stream something else. Throw all this in the bin. Abandon the whole thing. Who's for abandoning the whole thing? Well, I suppose what I could do is just miss out that drive, but then it's not going to drive anything either at the front, and it's only going to drive a wheel on one side. So it's probably just walk around in circles. I suppose that's worth doing. Font is transparent, which means you can have a job seeing it. I'm going to have a job seeing it. If I find it in the meantime, I'll Arrange them by color. Yeah, I could do that, I suppose. Arrange everything by color. So that goes there. All the green bits go up here. All the grey bits. Yeah, that's quite a quick thing to do. So let's do that. Maybe it's green. Maybe it's not grey at all. All the green bits up there. There we are then. All the bits. One orange bit, which is the sort of side bevel edge gear thing. Not sure where that goes. Yeah, where does that go? That's needed. That goes on a P5 shaft. Could do. Oh, that's tight fit. That's going to be really tight. I think I might need a hammer for that. What can I use as a makeshift hammer? This moderate-sized set of pliers. No, that's not working. Let's put that on the end of the shaft and try and plier it. No, that won't work because the pliers don't open enough. Yeah, I might need a hammer for that, to drift that into that hole. Right, I'm going to get a hammer. Back soon. Oh, mess. Right, hammer. Got a hammer. Let's hammer that shaft into that little pinion, I suppose it is. Oh yeah. That worked. That hammer could come in useful later. I'll keep that there. So yeah, how does that sit on here? Because what drives that? There must be another gear that slides down over the top of that. That just sits there, but it's not really very useful sitting there if I don't have the output thing. Maybe it's still on the grey thing. Let's have a very close inspection. This was supplied, it wasn't in a box, it was just in the bag, and the bag was shoved in a jiffy bag. And I've got a funny feeling that this was sold to me, was missing parts. Which is not very clever, is it? Did you remove the sprue bits on each part? Well, each part that I've assembled, yes, I did. The right tool is always a hammer. Of course, the hammer. Things are going to be smashed. They may well be. Ball pin hammer, yeah, it's a small hammer. I can get rid of this Logitech controller now, can't I? Let's minimize it. That's a good idea. If all else fails, use the hammer. Yeah, this isn't really electronics, is it? And I'm sort of more interested in electronics, less interested in assembling pieces of plastic. Right, okay, well, let's move on to the next page. Yes, okay, so you drop the P4 orange gear. There, P4 orange gear drops down over that shaft. And yes, that makes everything okay. So let's do that. Glasses. Oh, that's a tight fit as well. Interesting. Okay, so that's in. What happened? Okay, 7, 8. Fit B12 on the other side. So that's the piece I don't have. Yeah, the gearbox, the gear train is exactly right. Yeah, that's all fine. Stick the aligning thing on there. Or rather boring. I just want to shove the shell halves together. 9. Put something in a little pinhole thingy bob. What's it? 10. Shove the shell halves together. I'm going to shove the shell halves together, I think. I think that's what I'm going to do. This isn't going to work, is it? Okay, so let's do that. There's the other shell half. Oh, does the sun come out? No. Yeah, I think it's time to put this on. Is this a one hit? Is there ever a chance that you could ever take this back off again? Right, so you've got to align all those shafts and whatnot with their respective other sides. What's stopping that going down? Something is preventing that from going down. I can't. Oh, that's done it. Get in there. There it is. I've completed the gearbox. Of course, it won't work because output shaft, but it does have one output shaft. Do I have the big torch? Yeah, I do. So let's shine the big torch at it and watch it go round. Let's do that. And then I'm going back to the comments. Right. Oh, it's not very powerful. Oh, it goes around, doesn't it? Look at that. You can stop it very easily. Fun, of course, but yeah, hot glue it all. I might do that. There are no Kinder Eggs in America. I'm missing the thread of these comments, aren't I? So, congratulations, it whirs and buzzes. Yes. Don't worry about having all the parts. Snap it together, man. Snap it. Okay. Right. I've built your wearable project, and it works. I made it as a wireless thermometer. Oh, excellent. Right. Okay. So, where is it? Here it is. Let's decide. Hey, that's good. Completed. Why is that the wrong way around? Oh, no, it's not. The Hangouts window shows you as you would see yourself in a mirror. Who look at themselves in the mirror a lot and would get freaked out if they saw themselves as other people see them. So, of course, this is all back to front, but it's fine on the other window, the live view window. Completed, a lot of focus, but so that's fine. So it's completed. It's finished. That's it. Ah, no, we have to actually make a vehicle. Right, drilling machine we have. Don't want the drilling machine. Connected to mains voltage. Oh, wait, no, that's Clive's channel. Yeah, that is Clive's channel. I think we'll build the dinosaur. Dinosaur. Should we build the dinosaur? Thumbs up for the dinosaur. Wait 10 seconds, or was it 8 seconds? And see if it's the dinosaur that people really want. Right, A4. Oh, actually, no, there are a couple of little things to go on the gearbox, I think. Let's go back to the gearbox. Yeah, you have to fit a couple of things to the gearbox. I don't quite know what they are. Glasses. So what are they? They're kind of, I don't know how to describe this stuff. It's all weird shapes. I've got one of those. I thought I had two of those. I thought I did see the other one. Yeah, you see, really what this is it's me exorcising my 2016 demons. I did that without ceremony for the puppets. They just went. I thought I'd have a little bit of ceremony for the robot. But yeah, this is really an exorcism. Casting out the demons. Where's that blade I was using the other day? Or do I have to use my big knife? This knife's a bit over the top, really, for this. Okay, I'm de-spruing. Cutting towards myself. Excellent. And that one. Perhaps it's not a brilliant idea to cut towards myself, but it has to be done with a knife, because if you attempt to, actually I suppose I could do it with the pliers. If I attempt to do it any other way, it's not going to work. Right, okay, so that, I've only got one of these, so that's a bad start. I don't even think that's a part. Or maybe they're green. What's that? Not sure what that is. Is it that? Right, I'm not going to bother with them, because I don't think I've got them. This is bad, isn't it? And I've got 3 more of these kits. There's a sort of winged horse. The winged horse. It's Procol Harum. Ah, yes, it's Procol Harum's later hit, wasn't it? I can't remember what it's called now. If anyone can remember the Procol Harum hit that made reference to the winged horse. But anyway, yeah, there's a kit with Pegasus, the winged horse. And so on. Right, okay. Dinosaur. Taily bit. No, not that taily bit. A different taily bit. This taily bit, A13. Some of these are numbered, actually. I think it is that. Yes, it is that. And onto it clips, that green thing. Good, we got those. There, look. Actually made some progress. Right, yeah, I quite like this de-spruing with pliers, actually, because last thing I want to do is have a knife accident live on air. It's probably not a brilliant idea, is it? Anyone get the Procol Harum thing? Will it actually work? No, most unlikely. Cutting towards yourself? No, it's a bad idea. Danger, danger, yeah. You're probably right. Yay, another live stream. Pandora's box, that was the one. Let's try cutting this off. I mean, the live stream is called Robot Build, so if you came here expecting electronics and you're disappointed that there aren't any, well, you've only got yourself to blame. Right, okay, let's have a look. This can come back here. I don't think this zooming in thing was a good idea. I'm going to zoom out now. Zoomed out, right, okay, so that's there. That has some diagrams showing it moving in all sorts of strange directions. How does that work then? That goes inside there, that's weird. Right, this sits inside one of these green bits. Was I right to zoom out? Whiter Shade of Pale. I like Whiter Shade of Pale. That's actually probably one of my favourite songs. But no, it wasn't that one. Not that one. Okay, so that is there. Why would that fit in there? That's really weird. It does fit in there. And you close these up? I can't understand why that would be trapped inside there. Because then you can't really sort of see it or do anything with it. And if I close that up, I don't think there's going to be any coming back to that. Here's the knife. Digital zoom, yes, it is a. I'm singing White Shade of Pale lyrics to the tune of the Muppet Show theme. I can't remember the White Shade of Pale lyrics very accurately, and I really don't know the Muppet Show theme. It was a bit after my time, the Muppets. Gamma Ray, the band, have a hit called The Winged Horse. I don't understand how this can do anything if that push rod, which you should be able to see, is tucked down inside the tail, and the tail is stuck inside this tail bit. Well, maybe it'll have to come apart again. Now they're saying put the sun solar panel bit onto this bit. And there's some sort of clip thing. Don't know how that works. That goes there. That goes there. Okay. That fits on there. Does it? Yeah. Look at that. These wires are a bit dangly, but yeah, that sort of works. Okay. Now you put this bit on here. Oh, I think we're actually getting somewhere. Look at this. It's starting to look quite dinosaur-like. Okay, foot. Where's a foot? Yeah, I got the feet. That's fine. These are the feet. Should we shine the big torch at it again? Yay! Excellent. Right, these are the feet. So I want one of the feet. That one. Need to de-sprue it. I'm going to do the safe de-spruing. Muppet is a bad word in the UK because they're the people running the country. Maybe so. Right, we need a leg. Not that. Ah, that's a leg. Is it the right one? I think it might be. That clips in. Oh yeah, that clips in there. Oh, that's easy. I can do the other one of that. Right. What's happening in the comments? Julian is a hand model. Yeah, actually, that's interesting because I used to bite my nails, and in one of my early videos, they're really badly bitten, and I got a lot of comments about it, and it kind of made me stop. And I've been doing it all my life, so yeah, I am now a hand model because I don't bite my nails anymore, and it has the downside that I now have to cut them, which is a pain in the neck. And how do we cut our nails? We don't use nail clippers, do we? We use pliers. You do it the proper way. What self-respecting engineer would cut his fingernails with nail clippers? Come on. Make a robotic trump that shoots lasers. I think this kit can do that. Now, obviously, these feet have to sit sort of like that. That's starting to look like it could possibly be something. Now, this goes into, okay, A18. Where's A18? It's got a return on it. Oh, that might be it. Stupid webcam controller. Hope this live TV is going to be regular. No, slowly hides nail clippers. No, I don't have any nail clippers. My wife has nail clippers. I don't. I use wire cutters, and why wouldn't you? Right, that piece goes. Is it like that? Yeah, it's like that. So that goes on there. Oh, look. That is the sort of opening and closing mouth of the dinosaur thing. Dremel your nails. No. Use an angle grinder like a real man. No. They literally make professional nail cutters that are essentially diagonal pliers. So why not use diagonal pliers? If we send you other horribly complex kits, will you build them? No, because this is the last of these kits I'm ever going to build. I used to love Lego. I used to spend hours building Lego kits, and that was when I was in my 30s, not as a child. Okay, so right, that leg goes in there. Oh yeah, that's good. Because look, see, when the dinosaur walks, it also opens its mouth. That's brilliant. Right, I presume that's going to happen the same on t'other side, or symmetrically opposed on t'other side. How did I do that? I can't remember. Yes. No, that's a different piece. What's going on here? Maybe it only, maybe the mouth is only actually levered on one side. Maybe it doesn't need to be levered on the other side. Okay, let's keep going. We need B14 now. Oh, there's B14. Okay, so that goes, that goes on there. Why would it be like that? Yeah, right, now there's a problem here. And that is because I've only got one of these output shafts, and that now needs to go on there. Let's turn that around. That goes on there. And that goes on there. That must go like that then. Yeah, I've got lots of Lego sets. Which ones have I got? I've got a couple of the. I never got around to NXT. I think it's called NXT. Is it Lego NXT, the actual sort of programmable one? Can we send you Lego kits to build? I will do that when I've got more space. I do have a plan, which is to try and get into a position where I've got more space to work. I can't do it in this room. It's just far too cramped. So that's not going to happen. Right, now, it's a shame this because that leg has nothing to sit on because I don't have the other B12 or whatever it was. So that leg's always going to be a little bit wobbly. However, this leg is now driven. So should we see that working? Big torch. Look at that. It walks. Is it walking on the green mat? Awesome. That's awesome. Right, what else is required for this dinosaur? Oh, not much actually. You've got to fit the kind of other side of the mouthy bit. Where does that go? Oh, that requires a very small piece, which is a sort of joining piece. Oh, that'll do. Running. Push down. Open. Sun powers walking and jaw action. Do you know, I think this is finished. I really do think this is finished. Let's try it. Now, it won't actually walk. Oh, what's happened to the... Probably bang on with the torch here. I'm blocking the view, aren't I? Right, let's turn it around. The action is actually on this side, so let's turn it that way. Can that be seen? That's it, folks. That's the kit build. That's the end of the kit. Most of it is now on the floor. I will never do another kit build. Right, so back to the comments. Let's tip the camera up. Done. Fit the missing switch to the frequency counter. Oh, didn't I do that? No, I didn't fit the missing switch to the frequency counter. That was quite humane. Yes, I thought so. Yeah, I thought so. Hi, Julian. Why didn't you use a hot knife? Too slow. I wanted something fast to finish that thing off. What's this panel here? Oh, that's Windows being weird. Okay, right, how's that looking? I'm going back to my Hangouts thing. Yeah, that looks fine. Position, isn't it? Live. You look about my age. Okay, I'm 55, soon to be 56. Just collecting up the remaining parts here and putting them in the bin. Oh, the bin's a bit full because I did a post bag yesterday and the envelopes are still in the bin. There they go. Dino done. I built one of those frequency counters. I'm intending to add the extra transistor input mod. Yeah. Yes, Steve, I saw you commenting on that video. Yes, I think that's a good idea. I think leaving out the crystal tester part makes a lot of sense. And yes, and yeah, and making it a preamp instead of a crystal tester, because it wasn't a very good circuit for a crystal tester. It's possible that it could be improved. Dino is now extinct. Yes, nice vest, but it's not really a vest. It's a hoodie. Just tip the camera down a bit. I was late. Yeah, you missed the Dino. Dino done. Dino gone. Love post bags. Yeah, I'll always do post bags. I rarely open envelopes that contain electronics because it's much better to do them as a post bag. May your robot rest in pieces. Yeah, it is. Gone. I'm just wondering, should I keep the oh, the solar panel got smashed. Look, it's not in a very good condition. Doubly not in a very good condition. Pull the hood up. It's not that cold. It really isn't. Yeah, so regarding the PIC tutorials, as I say, the first one is going to be getting the clock running and routing the clock output, clock divided by 4 it is, to one of the pins, and then measuring the frequency of that. And in fact, what I might do prior to that is do that and then test that on 3 different frequency measuring devices: the frequency counter, the component tester, and I've got another component tester just come in actually, I think. I haven't opened it yet. And the oscilloscope, because I'm quite interested to see whether these all give exactly the same reading. They should, because they're all crystal locked. So as long as the software's been written well, and yeah, I think what I know about where these 3 came from, the software should be well written, should get exactly the same frequency on all 3. And I think that'd just be an interesting video to see them show exactly the same number, you know, to 3 decimal places, that sort of thing. Looking forward to the PIC tutorials. I've only used AVR up to now. Yeah, I haven't used AVR for assembly language. I've only used PIC for assembly language, which is why I'm doing the PIC tutorials, because really they're assembly language tutorials. It's more about the assembly language than the PIC microcontroller, I suppose. And I wouldn't attempt a series on assembly language for the AVR because I just don't know it. I have bought that other little board with the AVR on it, so I'll probably have a go at that in the fullness of time. Yes, we are back to electronics now. Can't quite get my head around the PIC tutorials. Well, it'll be very, very simple. It will start just literally having a one-line source file, and that the item in that line won't even be a PIC instruction. It will be a assembler directive which tells the programmer to program the config word, and the config word is what sets up the clock source. Have you still got the Poundland frog? Yeah, it's outside. I think it still works because when I took the bins out the other day, I was wearing my head torch because it's often dark. And of course, when you shine a light at the frog, it had an LDR, didn't it? Simple LDR. It starts croaking. Love learning. Yeah, Sarah, exactly. I mean, really, that's exactly the same as me. I just love learning. Anything new that I can learn, I just like learning. I want to learn. So, you know, I'm quite interested in learning AVR assembly language as much as I do PIC assembly language. Fuses in AVR, yeah, probably very similar to the PIC. The fuses in the AVR are used to set the clock source. I know that much from Arduino. Did you try using OBS Open Broadcaster Studio for streaming? No, I haven't. I don't think it would be very good because it does use my PC's resources very heavily. Did you ever met BigClive.com? No, I've never met Clive. I do sometimes chat with Clive on Hangouts. We have a chat now and again just to catch up on what each other are doing. But no, I've not met him. He's from Scotland primarily, lives some of the time on the Isle of Man. So our paths are unlikely to have crossed because I've lived and worked sort of not far outside London. So yes, getting back to the PIC tutorials. Yeah, I just want to get the clock output going. Anyone who's got either the frequency counter, the component tester with the frequency measuring mode in it, or that DSO oscilloscope, or in fact any oscilloscope which has frequency measuring in it, and many do, then yes, you can check that the clock source divided by 4 is coming out of one of the I/O pins, and that's really the first step to knowing that the chip is, well, oscillating and doing its thing. Big Flashlight, or Tic-Tac-Toe, otherwise known as Noughts and Crosses, playing robot project. I've never really been into robots. Not robots that do something trivial like pick something out, like pick a marble up and put it in a chute. Don't really see the point of that. That's just me, perhaps. Hello, my name's Christian. I'm 11. I like to invent things and build other things. I really look up to you. Thanks, Christian. I appreciate that. Keep inventing things. Yeah, I mean, I was inventing crazy things at the age of 11, from the age of 5 or 6, probably. Should I get a PIC Kit 3 for PIC programming? Right, okay. You can either get a PIC Kit 3 or a PIC Kit 2. It doesn't matter because I have made the decision that I'm going to use obsolete software for the PIC tutorials. I'm going to use the old IDE. I've made that decision because it's a lot easier to use. It doesn't require a lot of setup. It's got a sort of standalone mode where you can literally create a file and build it instantly without any fiddling about with all that sort of stuff. How many toys did you break? Well, I don't see it as breaking them. I see it as more of modifying them. Yeah, a few. Do you use Internet Relay Chat? No, never used IRC. When are you going to build the scope? Yeah, the DSO shell, fairly soon, because I'm having a sort of bit of a blitz on kit builds at the moment because I really enjoy them. So just Windows for the tutorial. No, it's going to be the IDE, the MPLAB IDE, version 8.92, I think it is. It is obsolete software. One of the reasons I've decided that that's acceptable is because Microchip have said that they've never obsoleted one of their PICs. They've never obsoleted a chip. And so I'm going to just bank on the fact that they will never obsolete a version of software either. And in fact, if you look at their old obsolete software list, every single version is on there. So I'm confident that that software will be available for years to come because of what Microchips say. And so I'm happy going with this old software. The IDE is so much easier to film. It's so much easier to use for particularly beginners. And let's face it, I mean, this PIC chip, which is the 12F675, is a very old chip. It's one of the very first flash PICs. Prior to this, they were EEPROM based or one-time programmable. So it's an old chip, and we're going to use old software. And that's why I think it's acceptable that if you want to get the PICkit 2 instead of the PICkit 3, go ahead. All quiet in China. Yeah, I can't read the Chinese stuff, but all quiet in China, yeah. 9697, what's that? Is that the number of views? He finished the kit with a hammer. Yes, I did. Yeah, go ahead and get the PICkit 2, because I think this was about $8. The PICkit 3 is about $11, unless you believe that you will progress and use the newer MPLAB software, which doesn't support the PICkit 2. So if you only plan to do the tutorials and then not really go much further beyond that, or stick with the old IDE, the software, then by all means get the PICkit 2. If you don't want to be left behind and you want to move forward and use the new IDE, I'd go for the PICkit 3. It's about $3 or $4 more. Right, Z80 versus 6502. 3, 2, 1, fight. Yeah, I had arguments with my college mate over which was better, the Z80 or the 6502. Now, what was I looking at yesterday? I was watching some videos the other day on where they really sort of got under the skin of the 6502 and started to reverse engineer it, that's it, and work out exactly how it works. And it's a very elegant thing, but I'm not sure I liked the 0-page thing, because it looked like it used some low addressed RAM locations almost as internal registers. And it was efficient, highly efficient doing it, but of course it means that you can't run the chip without RAM. You need at least some RAM. The Z80 you can run with an EEPROM, the Z80 itself, an EEPROM, and 1 or 2 other chips. It's actually very, very easy to get a Z80 running and doing something. And yeah, I think someone asked further back in the comments, what am I planning to do with the Z80? Well, I'll probably get an EEPROM. The difficulty with that is that somehow we've got to program the EEPROM, and that robot was a smashing success. Yes, it was. Programming the EEPROM doesn't appear to be possible by just you know, putting resistors on the address and data pins and then zapping a wire on the program pin. That seemed to kill that EEPROM. So I'd probably have to build an EEPROM programmer. And there is a possibility that could be done with Arduino to apply address and data to the pins and then produce the 50 millisecond pulse. Would you consider doing videos on MIDI, perhaps with your vocoder project? We did a MIDI project back in 1996, the MIDI Analyzer. We got that published in Practical Electronics, so I have done MIDI. The difficulty there was it was quite fast serial, and it had to be interrupt driven, so it was quite complex software. David says he's hoping to see an awesome tutorial getting the Z80 to communicate over serial. Yeah, that's probably a bit tricky unless you use an 8251 UART, something like that. The 8251 I think is fairly straightforward to set up. And that board I was looking at the other day with a Z80 on it, no RAM, had no RAM at all, had a Z80, an EEPROM, and an 8251. That put out serial bytes. That's a video I did a while back. I think it was Z80. You can probably find it with Z80 serial or something like that. UART, yes. The ZX80 and the ZX81 had 1K of memory. Yeah, I mean, it was a challenge to keep your program within 1K of memory, and that's what teaches you, what's it, compact code, really compacting your code. Yes, there are universal chip programmers on eBay. You don't need to send me an 8251, David. I've got tons of them. Yeah, there are chip programs on eBay. I was looking at those, and they're about $40 or $50. They're quite a lot of money. And I think it'd be quite fun to build an Arduino EEPROM programmer. I don't think it'd be that hard. The only thing I can't quite work out, tell us a joke. The only thing I can't quite work out is how to switch on and off the 25 volt or 12.5 volt or whatever the chip's programming voltage is. Probably just with a MOSFET. Just use a cheap MOSFET. Did you see the recent video upload showing the ETI vocoder on a Donald Trump speech? Was it really the ETI vocoder? Because if it is, then I will watch that. If it's a generic vocoder, and actually, more to the point, if it's one of these software vocoder emulations, and I know that's how it's all done these days. Nothing's done analog. Everything's done with analog modeling in a fast CPU. The Z80 SIO is less user-friendly than the older 8251. Yeah, I think that's probably true. It probably is harder to get the SIO running than the 8251. The 8251, I remember it being very easy. Is your wife allowed to enter your electronics room? Yes, I said she could, but I said be careful, because if you do, and there is a shower room over there, I said if you do, you will be live on air, and there's no way I can ever, you know, undo that. So that was the deal. It's cold in here, actually. Oh, the door is shut. I'm going to put my little heater on. Oh, there's bits of dinosaur all over the floor. Dino everywhere. Let's put this heater on, because I don't like the cold. Yeah, we'll soon have this room up to 35 degrees. Nice. Don't let her clean up your room. Well, there are some fairly strict rules on how you interpret cleaning up. Nothing must be moved. Love also building your own tools for projects. Yeah, that's something I really decided on this year. It's going to be different. I am going to use, wherever possible, kit-built tools or test equipment. So I'm going to use, wherever possible, the cheap scopes, because I just think they're more interesting. And you know, if you can't spend, I mean, my scope wasn't that expensive. I got a good deal on it. But if you don't want to spend a lot of money on scopes, yeah, buy one of these $20 kits, and you know, we'll work out how best to use them. And $5 frequency counters. And yes, I am a paleontologist. You're quite right. PitKit 3 ordered on eBay. Can you repeat the chip number you mentioned, the old one? Yeah, the chip on this board, and I've done lots of videos where I've mentioned this board, is the 12F675 with a 12F675. So that's the chip I'm going to be using for the tutorials. The chip that comes on this board is all very old school. This is 1990s technology. So it's old. We'll use old software. We'll use an old PitKit, or the new one, the PitKit 3. We'll use the old chip and the old board. Well, no, these are newly designed boards, but the whole 12F675 thing is old school. What's the best way to start learning electronics? Okay, I think the best way, depends what electronics you want to learn, but I would buy some of these kits. They're so cheap. You can get kits for $2. Buy a soldering iron. Okay, I'm going to let you into a secret now. I have ordered a USB soldering iron, and if it's any good, I'm going to use the USB soldering iron. I'm going to try and re-equip my entire workshop with cheap, eBay bought cheap stuff. Just to show, just to prove really that electronics can be done with virtually no money. That's really the emphasis for this year. I'm not going to bother with any truth to the rumor that Alice is really your wife. No truth to that rumor. No, none whatsoever. Have you tried the book Practical Electronics for Inventors? No, I haven't. Practical Electronics magazine I've read. Try to wreck anything you get in your hands. Not intentionally. Are we still live? Yeah, I think so. David says he has a USB soldering and they're actually okay for small parts. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can do that. Also, I presume the USB soldering iron heats up quickly, because that's the real pain with my Antex iron. It takes 5 minutes before it's hot enough to use. Do those USB soldering irons get warm within a few seconds? If they do, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so when you're going to build the Persistence of Vision, as I was corrected, Banggood kit, yeah, soon. It looks extremely difficult getting those LEDs on that curved edge. That looks hard. Can you make it all pink cheap stuff like Clive does? If there's a pink one, I'll buy the pink one. Can you do an LM3914 tutorial? Well, yeah, I mean, I did the LM3915 kit, and that's going to appear again soon when I put the op-amp on it. And I could order a 3914 and just demonstrate that it's linear rather than logarithmic, but that is the only difference. Can you recommend a good 18650 power bank? Yes, the one I've got, but you can't buy it. There's another one coming. We'll have a look at that. Beware, the tip is very fragile on the USB soldering irons. Yeah, the iron works fine. Not as good as my real iron, but it certainly works. I mean, if it works, I'm going to see how far I can get with that USB soldering iron. That'd be fun. Forget Alice. You practically live in that man cave. Certainly in winter, yeah. Yeah, because it's interesting, this room, because there's a room to the left, there's the hall to the right, there's a room behind me. So it's surrounded on 3 sides by other rooms. And the only wall that's sort of on the outside of the house is where the window is. And so it's actually very easy to heat this room. The house is almost impossible to heat. It leaks like a sieve, but this room you can get quite warm very quickly. And that means I can keep this room warm, and it doesn't cost the earth. The whole of the rest of the house is freezing, but yeah. Could you give me a link to where you bought the power bank? Oh, that'll be coming soon. That power bank will be here soon. Now, I can't give you a link to where I bought the power bank that I use, because you can't buy it anymore. Did you build that beach thing you mentioned several times? Did you build that beach thing you mentioned several times? I don't know what you mean. What has been your most popular video? Well, that's easy. You just list my videos by most watched, and it's the one with the 100-watt LED running on 2 nickel cadmium power tool batteries. I think it's about 3.5 million views. I think it's about that now. When are you going to continue in your battery current project? Battery current. Oh yeah, that's right. The 18650s and the current sharing when they're in parallel. Yeah, I must do that. I've got to build the ammeters, which is what's the secret to your good looks? Well, that's easy. Don't exercise, eat rubbish. Yeah, that was easy. Right. You can get locally soldering irons with a variable wattage for 20 bucks. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they are cheap. I just like buying everything on eBay because it's the most accessible place to buy stuff where everyone in the world has equal access. We were having a discussion about this on my postbag video yesterday about should I buy things from other suppliers like radio spares. And I kind of don't mind that, but if radio spares aren't very accessible in some countries, then it's not good for people who wouldn't be able to access the stuff that I was buying. So I buy on eBay, and I buy from China because we can all buy from China and get the cheap software. Sorry, I read the word software. No, get the cheap postage, the free postage, and we can all buy the same stuff, so we can all play the same game, really. What do you use for your videos now? The Nikon. The Nikon was not very good. It's too bulky. It's too heavy. This thing, which holds my phone, so I'm still using the Nexus 4 phone. This thing, the camera was too heavy and it kind of sagged down. So I'm still using the Nexus 4 because the Nexus 4 has really surprisingly good video and good audio. And until it breaks, I can't see any reason to stop using it. The only camera I think I might consider now is the Sony RX100 Mark V, because I was watching a couple of videos where a guy was trying to get it to not focus, and you can't. That thing will focus on anything, and it will focus instantly. The only problem is it's about £1,000. It's an expensive camera, but the autofocus is just game-changing. So that's the Sony RX100 Mark V. Don't get the previous Marks, they're not the same. I would like to see you do a CNC plotter build. The only thing I might consider is a what's it called where you extrude the plastic? A 3D printer, but I would go for a Delta. I love those Delta ones. I think the maths is fascinating. 3 stepper motors rather than 4. That makes it so much more interesting. Do you remember Wire Wrap? Yeah, I've seen plenty of Wire Wrap. But Wire Wrap was popular when I was at Smiths Industries. A lot of things were done with Wire Wrap. Do you ever get PCBs fabricated? Not for many years. I mean, I used to do my own. I used to use Dalo pen, and then I used to use films that we ran out on the typesetters at work because that was easy, and dunk them into ferric chloride and all that stuff. But I haven't done it for 20 years. I haven't done it since I stopped doing electronics and then restarted. My house is full of cheap Chinese products. It's all Julian and Clive's fault. Quite likely. I think Clive and I are the main cheap Chinese tut protagonists. A lot of the other electronics YouTubers don't do cheap. They do expensive. And I'm just concerned that that means that not everyone can follow along. If you do cheap, everyone can play the game. Right. Yes, a 3D printer. Have to be Delta though. I don't really want a Cartesian. That's just boring, isn't it? X, Y, Z. How dull is that? Ferric chloride, yes. Right. I like to buy things that you can buy, but I'm in Iran and I can't buy them. So are you saying that you can't buy on eBay if you're in Iran? I mean, I presume you can buy electronics locally, presumably in the big cities. Yeah, I mean, there are a few countries in the world where it's very difficult to buy internationally. Not a lot I could do about that, really. Julian, give your suppliers a shout out and wish them a happy new year. Well, I can do that, but they probably won't understand me because I'd say Gong Hei Fat Choi, which is Happy New Year in Cantonese, but most of the Chinese suppliers are Mandarin. And although the words are probably similar, the pronunciation will be different. So Gong Hei Fat Choi. I really need to ask the wife how to pronounce that properly. Can you get a power bank that takes 26 650s? Oh, I've never seen one. Not seen one of those. Do an etching tutorial. Yeah, I bought some vases once. They were very Art Deco. How can I describe it? The vase had the profile of an eye, like eye on your face, and it was straight all the way down, but it had that sort of eye-shaped profile, like a leaf, I guess. And they were absolutely perfect for etching boards because you'd slide the board down in it, and the edges were sort of held, and it couldn't touch the sides, which could scrape off the etch resist. They were amazing, these vases, but very quickly you couldn't get them anymore. I had about half a dozen, but they all got broken and lost. And I had a big tub full of etching equipment. I had like bubblers, stuff you get from aquarium suppliers, heaters to keep the etchant warm, oxygenators to bubble it because agitation helps etching, temperature helps etching, and all that stuff. But that's a long time ago. Is Big Clive your wife? No, he's not. Not surprisingly. Is your wife Chinese? Yeah, my wife's Chinese, Hong Kong Chinese, and speaks Cantonese, but not Mandarin. You got me interested in electronics. Do you mind putting together a component list or kit for beginners? Not tools, but components. Well, that's difficult. I mean, it depends what components you need for a particular project. I would frankly buy these cheap kits to start with because you get all the components with them. And once you get a feel for components and which ones you like and need and use, then you can start buying components on eBay. I mean, you can buy components just really cheaply. Do you have an idea on how to store and sort about 500 of these long IC rows? Yeah, I mean, the chip carriers, the chip things, which are about, I don't know, 2 foot long, is how to store them. Or you could do this. I mean, it's only when you buy lots of chips that you'll get those long tubes. Here's a load of TTL just sat in a piece of pink foam. I'm not even sure whether this is anti-static foam, actually. Good pink Big Clive foam, that is, with TTL in it. How old are you, Julian? I'm 55, soon to be 56. Didn't realize this was a live chat. Yeah, this is a live chat. Which I'm gonna cut short soon because it was really intended as the kit build. The kit has been built and came to a bit of a sticky end. That'll be fun watching that back. Are those Chinese prototyping boards solderless any good? Oh, the ones where you have I got one? The ones, yeah, I've got these. These. Oops, the bin nearly fell over. Something fell. Oh, all my TTL fell in the bin. Yeah, that's not a good thing. Let me take my TTL out of the bin. Oh, there's nowhere to put in. Yeah, these prototyping boards. Yeah, I'm liking these MB102s now, which have the. Oh no, these aren't MB102s. These are SYB118s. These are a bit weird because you've got to. There are breaks in the power rails, and you've got to actually put a link across, and it takes a while before you realise that there are breaks in the power rails. So they're a bit weird, but they're okay. But I like the MB102s. I've ordered some more of those. See you, David. See you soon. Yeah, I gotta go soon. Ben Eater. Yeah, I was watching Ben Eater last night, actually. He built a computer with registers and buses using MB102 breadboards. Yeah, I was watching some of his videos till about 3 in the morning last night. Far too late, really. Silly. Okay. What phone do you use to record videos? I'm still using my Nexus 4. The Nexus 5, I'm told, has a very good camera. So if the Nexus 4, I've got 2 of them. If they ever completely fail, then I suppose I might look around for a Nexus 5. Or I might possibly take the plunge and get that Sony camera. I just hope it works sort of on my rig here. I just hope it will sit in this holder and doesn't sort of, you know, that doesn't mean that the microphones are pointing the wrong way and I get muffled sound. That's probably where I'll go with the camera next. How hard was it for you to work with the Z80? When? Now or back in 1983? I mean, the point is, I built a Z80 computer starting in 1983 and, well, really never finishing, or finishing probably in 98. So that is about 15 years of building a Z80 computer. I mean, it only took a year or 2 to build. And that's mainly because I was saving up for all the boards and the rack and the chips and all that sort of stuff. So I got to know the Z80 quite well. So to go back to the Z80 and put it on that breadboard and get it to clock through a few dummy instructions was wasn't difficult, really. Just ordered 5 MB102s. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, you can also order the MB102s with the little bridging board, which has a USB input and a 2.1mm input, and it also has links which will bridge the top 5 volts and 0 volts down to the bottom one without you having to run wires across. And you can also get kits with lots of those male-to-male wires that you can plug in. I built an 8080 computer from scratch, 1K of RAM using 2114 chips. Are the 2114 chips 5 volt only? Because I was looking at the, oh, now what are they called? I was watching a video last night on a PDP-11, I think it was, and it had RAM chips in it which were 4K by 1 bit. And I looked up the datasheet and it required plus 12 volts, plus 5 volts, minus 5 volts. And I just thought, oh, God. Those days of all those different voltage levels just for a RAM chip, crazy. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be much fun going back to that. And then I started watching videos on the rebuild of the EDSAC, which is all valves. So that is really crazy. and memory using Mercury delay lines and all that stuff. Crazy stuff. Right, okay, I'm going to call it a day there. The robot's gone, so that will never feature again. The end cards on all my videos will now just have me rabbiting on for 20 seconds or 25 seconds. YouTube seems to keep changing the amount of time you can have those end cards up. 2114 is a 5-volt only, but the 8080 and support chips did need +5, -5, +12, -12. Awful. What a hassle. Oh, soon I'm going to be building a multi-voltage power supply. In fact, I went a bit mad the other night and I bought half a dozen multi-voltage power supplies that do +5, -5, +12 and -12. So I'll be looking at all those at some point when they come in. Right, okay, so that's it. I'm going to say cheerio. What's the next video? Don't know. I'll leave that one open. And the robot is gone. So let me find the stop button so that I can press it very rapidly after I say cheerio.